and welcome. I'm John, and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the weekly Wednesday Wargaming questions and answers. It's off the cuff video, guys. What does that mean? I record and I upload. There's no fancy editing skills. You don't see my intro symbol at the beginning. You know, there is a transition button if I do need to show you some stuff, and come to the vote today. I will use that button. It's primarily model focused, these weekly Wednesdays, and it's primarily GW stuff. There is other stuff from time to time. There is terrain questions that come into it, and there is information that's going on with me and the workshop and everything else. And essentially, you just ask me questions and I answer them. So let's get started. Okay, first of all, there's 26.7% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel. Guys, just hit the subscribe button. It costs you nothing. It helps the channel out greatly, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. When should I pick up a new codex? I think I spoke about this a while ago. I don't know, just a couple of months ago, maybe. Because I keep getting that. There's a group of questions I keep getting. Not all the time, but every couple of weeks I'll get one of those questions again. Another thing I keep getting asked about is wet pallets. Wet pallet. And I know I've spoken about my own wet pallet 2 or 3 times. So a few more times I master that, then I'll address it again. But so I think I answered this one 2 or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, maybe 2 or 3 months ago. I'm not sure, but I know it's a recent question. When should I pick up a new codex? If you're just new to the hobby and you're starting off, and you pick an army, get the codex first of all, but make sure it is the correct codex for that edition of the game. So at the moment we're currently in the 9th edition of Warhammer 40k. I presume it's 40k because it's codex, so it's 40k. If you're already have an army and you're starting another army, but you play games regularly and you play say 2,000 points, or even 1,000 points, doesn't matter. I wouldn't get the codex until you've got 1,000 points, or until you've got maybe a command squad and 2 or 3 units. Then go, okay, let me get a codex now, and that's what I would do. Now for me, with the Imperial magazine and stuff that's coming in Imperial magazine, there's Adeptus Mechanicus. Well, let's start again. So there's Necrons, I've got their codex. There's Space Marines, I've got their codex. There's Adeptus Mechanicus, I don't have their codex. There's Sister Sororitas, they come in there as well. I don't have them 2 codexes. I won't get those 2 codexes until I have roughly, I like to say, 1,000 points or whatever, but you don't know how much they cost until you get a codex. But what I'm saying is I won't get a codex probably until I have a command squad and maybe a HQ choice, shall I say, and 2 or 3 units. That's not sitting here. That's actually glued up, painted, ready to go. That's when I would probably look at the codex. But with that said, let's say I was in that position, but then 2 months time or 3 months time, I've been told that 10th edition is on its way. Then I'd hold off and wait for 10th edition to drop, and then when they're released in 10th edition, then I'll get their codex. Can you do an update video on your pile of shame and show us what you got left? Excuse me. I can do. There's not much down here, but there's stuff that I've got that I am going to put together off camera. Like the Imperial magazine gave me another 10 Necron warriors. I'm not going to do let's build on those because I've already done that. I'll probably put them together off camera, and then once the Necrons get to a certain mass of size that need to be painted, I would probably do a 12-hour painting challenge or something like that. Even though I said I'd never do one of those again, I probably would, just to clear that massive amount of troops in one day. It's difficult, but it's a nice feeling. I mean, you haven't seen the last one I did, go back and check it out. I need to update all my playlists because with everything that's been going on, I've just certain things I've fallen behind on. Like with the terrain build, just crazy terrain build I've got going on. I set it up to do it, started filming, and then just lost all my mojo and said no, just deleted all the footage and said no, I don't know what I'm doing, don't know what to do here. I was having a conversation with Alex, the lad that played the game 4K with me, and he was talking to me about the City Ruins that we played the game on. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's, you know, it's a good watch. It's a funny watch because there's quite a lot of things I do wrong, but it's not game wise, but just camera and stuff like that. But he was talking to me about it, and I said to him that the problem with that board is I should have cut it in half or quarters, so it's easier to store and easier to move around. And then he said to me, well, so you're doing that here, you've got that here. And I was like, oh yeah. So because of that conversation with him, and I was actually saying to him in the same conversation, I've done some really amazing pieces of terrain, absolutely mind-blowing pieces of terrain that I've set the bar too high for myself, I think. And I do the quick easy things and nice, and you know, and then I don't feel I like it, but it's not as good as what I've done, and I feel I've let myself down in times. You know, someone's going to chuck a comment and say, no, terrain is terrain. And you're right, terrain is terrain. It can be absolutely fantastic, or it can be simple, easy, basic, and still do the job. So with that conversation with him, I decided, okay, look, there's a few other things we discussed as well. But then I said to him, okay, I know I do now. So I am building that terrain. There's 8 tiles, but each tile is going to be something different. When I do I'm near enough finished one tile at the moment, one video for that, but I'm not going to do all of them and then release it as one 2-hour video or whatever. That's what I was going to do originally, just do all of it and then release it as one big video. I'm going to release it, say tile by tile. Some of the tiles could be, some of the videos for that build could be 2 tiles where they can go together, or they can be moved around and changed. Because, you know, after the conversation with Alex, because he's actually really getting a 40k head now, after that conversation with him, I've been looking at the tiles and I'm thinking, yeah, because those tiles can be turned around 4 times, so they can be moved to different. So that's what I'm going on at the moment. And when I say tiles, some of you are going to say, oh, but we saw the cheapest tiles that he did for, you know, Games 40k and all that, and they can be used with that. Look a little bit weird, but they still can be used with that. But this is more of a, you'll see when it's done, you'll see. The reason I say Alex is getting more 40k head, because we were talking about the game, and he was saying to me next time he would probably have the Dreadnought in front of a lieutenant or something, so he gets rerolls the hit of 1 when he's shooting his weapons and stuff. But then he actually asked me, do I have more like the Space Marine models? And I said, I have more, but they're not painted. So he's asked me to paint them. So I actually have, it's around 500 points behind me. Amazing, but they're not finished. I'm not doing this. That's not going to be a 12-hour challenge or a 24. It's nothing like that. That's just me just trying to do that whilst I'm waiting for that to dry. And when I paint that and wait for that to dry, I'm doing bits and pieces over here. Obviously I need to get it done before the weekend, before the boat, before Friday's boat is closed, and then I know what I'm painting for next Monday's paint video. But I'm starting to get a bit carried away. I keep adding models from here over there. But anyway, I'm digressing on a little bit. So hopefully there should be another battle report next week. I'm hoping, if I can get these done. And I want to get a few of those tiles finished, so then it can be used on that. But I don't know, we'll see how we get on. Okay, enjoyed the Seekers Let's Build video. Will you be doing a Demon Army now and for 40k, and will you be gluing the spikes on the side of their heads? There's 2 questions to answer there. Now with the Demonettes, the Seekers, if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. There's a few things with that video. The first thing, the instructions. The instructions that I had for them are like that. Okay, they're all the bits that go together. They're all the bits, they go together like that. That's it. There's no numbers because it's a very old kit. But I was putting them together and I got the spikes on 2 of them. And, sorry, let me rewind a little bit. When I was putting them together, I fired the Seekers together, bang. It's like putting the Demonettes together. And what I should have done is put one Seeker together, legs, body, and then the spikes. And then glue them to the base. And then done the Demonettes separately, as I did. But I actually did the Seekers, the legs, to the base. And then I had to go through and try and work out what ones went on the side of what head, because they're all different shapes one was fit into. I got 2 of them at 5 on there. And then I sort of just lost the motivation and the will to sit there and fiddle fart around. And, you know, I said to myself, this video needs to go up. I could be here for 2 hours, an hour and a half, you know, and then there's other stuff for me to do outside. So I said, you know, I sort of lost the patience to try and figure out. But before they're painted, they will be, the spikes will be glued onto their face. There's only 3 of them left to do, so they will be done. And yes, I will be. They're not the start of my Demon Army 40k. Regular viewers would have seen last week. Nurglings almost. They're literally going to be 2 or 3 colours, and they're going to be finished. And there's 3 Nurglings ready for my 40k start of my Demon 40k army. I want to get the rest of the demons I have behind me up and glued and ready. Not so much ready to be, not so much painted, but they're ready to go. I can get them painted very quickly. There's just 2 things I'm going to say. Now, as it stands at the moment, horrors, pink horrors, so I say, bloodletters, and the plague bearers, I remember talking about this not so long ago as well, are actually on the 32mm bases. But they come, the boxes I have, they come on 25mm bases. So I can cut 32mm bases, not a problem. So I'm going to cut those for them and then glue them on there. The Demonettes are on a 25mm base at the moment. I believe that's because they're meant to be faster and more agile and everything else. That's, you know, that makes sense. And if they are later on put onto a 32mm base, it's not much of a big issue, because they're on a 20. If I glued them on a 25, I can just glue them straight onto a 32, like I've done with this guy here. Okay, this Chaos Chosen. He's on a 25mm base as he comes on, and he's on the big base. I can do that, it's not a problem. And then just grab it and work away. However, I believe when the Demon Codex drops, now nobody's told me this, I just believe that they're going to get a refresh. Maybe not a full range refresh, but I definitely think Seekers, Demonettes, probably Bloodlayers will get a refresh on them, on their models, just because they just saw the instructions. Demonettes, did it tell me when they were made? 2009. That's when these instructions were printed. 2009. So you're talking 11 years old. These sculpts are, these Seeker sculpts. Shit, that's how long I've had them sitting there. Oh my goodness me. So yeah, I do have a huge amount of demons there. I actually have a demon battalion, is it? I think it is. Which is, yeah, I'm going to be getting onto those. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring you down and show you the models to vote on for this week. Last week, this is a little bit disappointing. I only had 2 votes for the Slaneshi hero with the fly head and the fly arm. I painted them on Monday, and nobody wants to look at it. I think it's 9 views it's had. I don't know. I know some people binge watch my videos, and it doesn't bother me way, but I just don't forget to vote, guys. Please vote. You know, I'll bring down and show you what we've got here. Right, we've got the 7th edition Librarian. We've got the Seekers. We've got Chaos Cultists. There's only 4 there. I think there's 20 originally altogether. I need to put the other. I was there from the 7th edition Game of 40k. And there's 20 originally. I've still got to put the rest together. There's a 10-man tactical squad here. Sorry, it's so dark in there. These are the again Space Marines from the 7th edition Game of 40k. Don't worry about these 2 guys. Sort of got a bit carried away with my undercoating. My side undercoating other guys. You have the Aggressors. We have this monstrosity, the Forge Fiend. Or the Mauler Fiend, where is he? I think he's the Forge Fiend. There's 5 Assault Intercessors. Got the 5 Necron Immortals. 2 Space Marine Heroes. And I've got the Luminar. Now, some of you would have noticed, I've taken out the fantasy stuff, because this is not the fantasy, based on the fact that nobody, the one I put up on Monday, not many views on this. I said, you know, everyone wants 40k stuff, so that's what we're going to put in there, 40k stuff. Yeah, so I've taken them out, but if you do want me to put some fantasy stuff in there, then just check comment below, and I'll add some stuff back into it. If you have any questions for me, guys, chuck on below. Okay, and if you need an answer straight away, I'll give you an answer straight away, but then I'll address it in the Weekly Wednesday. Or you can message me on Messenger if you're my friend. Or you can go to Unique Wargaming Terrain Facebook page. There's a button there to message me. You can message me directly from there. Again, if you need the answer, I'll give you an answer straight away, but then I'll address it the following week just for everyone else. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and hopefully I can feel myself getting my mojo back a bit. But hopefully next week I'm hoping I'm back to my, happy self. And if I am, then shit's gonna get done. Okay, so guys, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to vote, and I'll see you next week. Take it easy, guys.